Okay, on today's video we're talking tools. Okay, so you're wanting to get started in the electrician's business, or you want to maybe change careers, or you're looking at going to an apprenticeship, or you're looking to go to college. So what we're going to cover today is the sort of tools that you're going to start to need. So, array of tools on the bench, but that's no good if you haven't got one of these to start with. Get hold of it. Here's one of them. Wow. So to carry it all in, this actually started its life as a rifle bag from the United States. Originally, we were using this to go to South Africa with. There's so much like going on origins in South Africa. That's what this was originally going to be used for. Got plenty of pockets in this. Open this one up. So I just open that right up. In there. Chair. There we go. So, normally holding rifle magazines for these, I found for holding your screwdrivers and things in. So this is absolutely brilliant. The other good thing about this bag is it's actually the right size for carry on aircraft eventually. So that's the bag. So what else are you going to need to start with? Well, the first thing you're going to need is a set of screwdrivers. These are from, where are they from? There we are, Wera. These are from Wera. These are insulated screwdrivers to 1000 volts. Very important that we get the insulated ones. Set 7 there, which I believe I got from Amazon, but I'll put the link in the description. So we've got various types of screwdrivers there. They're obviously very important. You can't do very much without them. Joys of trying to do a video outside. I've done this last year, I've read any Right, so set of screwdrivers you're going to need. Make sure they're insulated. These are ones from Wera. Got those from Amazon. Various other makes around. I went with the Wera ones. They're the ones I had when I went on my courses, so I went with those. Next things you're going to need are pliers and cutters. So these are from S&R, I believe. Again, insulated. Pair of side cutters. Yep, again they're from S&R. And some long nose pliers. These are actually stated they're from Faithfull. Again, I think they're from S&R as well. So they're quite useful. You will need a hacksaw, junior hacksaw. I do have, I can't find it, an engineering hacksaw for doing steel conduit. I have no idea what I've done with it, but I have put it somewhere. Adjustable pliers. I've got 2 sizes of those. Really handy if you're doing SWA terminations. They're really handy to use on those. What else we got? Obviously, set of pens and pencils. Sharpies, which are these ones. These are really good for marking out on steel conduit and things like that. So they're really handy. This, you may have seen some other videos, a marking tool. It's actually got a small compressed air canister and it shoots chalk, green chalk at the end. They'll use to mark onto any surface for drilling. really always using this thing. So that's it. Take measure. Again, I've got a metal ruler somewhere. It is around somewhere. I have no idea where, but a metal ruler would be handy. Another thing to be handy with a scribe. I do have those in the workshop. They're just like a metal tip, like a centre punch. But they basically use for marking on metal and on again steel conduit. Hole punch, or sorry, not hole punch, a centre punch would be really useful as well for marking on metal. If you're mainly going out to do repair work, those are things you're probably not going to need right from the get-go. If you're going out just to do repair work, these pens and pencils, I'll come on to the various strippers in a second, so you will need all of that for that sort of thing. So let's come on to the strippers then. So we've got this one, which is by Knipex. This will strip cables from conductors from 0.2 up to 4 mil, and also other it will strip other things as well through there on both ends. Get a little clip on the side, get cables in, close it. I'll put a video together on that one on a later date. This thing is what I was originally trained on. It's got a screw here to adjust the type of conductor you're going to be stripping, put it in there, put it through. I don't really use that as much now, to be honest. I use that most of the time now. What else have we got here? This I found very useful. How many times have I been out to site and stripped a screw on a socket front, or gone to site and found a stripped screw that you can't then get out? This will actually cut through that and you can get it out. What else do we have here? Electrician's knife. I've got that covered because that is exceptionally sharp. You do not want to be cutting yourself with that thing. Again, it's insulated. Can't remember if it's by Knipex, this one. So for when you're stripping SWA cable and things like this, this is invaluable. That's probably one of the only ways to strip SWA cable from this. So again, I'll put a video together on how to do that another time. This is called a Cyclops, and what you do with that is good for flex stripping. Open. There we go. Flexible cable goes through there, you close it up, and there's two directions, minimum and maximum. You rotate this about 2, maybe 3 times, and it will go through the flex without going through the cable in the middle. This was really useful when I was doing a light fitting actually yesterday, and I couldn't find anything to strip the flex cable, except this was the only thing that would cut it without basically cutting it straight through everything. So that's quite good. About £10, £10–12 on Amazon. So it's well worth getting. Another thing for stripping, this, to be honest, was mainly used in my IT days. It's quite old. But this is used for stripping data type cables for telephone lines and Cat5, Cat6 cables. Because this one will only go down to point, well, let's say it's 0.2, this will go down to, what's an AWA? No, it'll go down to 0.25 actually on this one. Yeah, so it'll go down. So, mainly data cable I use that for. Don't really use it that often these days. It can be used for printing on that bit there. I don't really use it, to be honest, not as much as I used to. Stanley knife, I think it is, if I remember correctly. Yes, it is. Mainly use this for sort of scribing on tribal, but I've got another tool now which I'll do on another video on the other types of tools that I've got. these are mainly the tools that have got pretty much all bang. So this thing is from CK, and this is used for stripping SWA cable. If you go to college or a training course, you'll be taught how to strip SWA cables using a hacksaw, and they expect you to use the hacksaw in the exam, in the practical exam. They will not want you to see you using that. They will want you to use that. Okay. However, when you're in the field, this takes a month or so. So I would have gone on to using this thing, which is a lot more easier. So you basically screw it down onto the SWA cable. There's a sharp, almost like a razor blade, two razor blades there. Turn that round a few turns, cuts through the outer sheet, starts to cut through the inner wire. You can then strip it off and use your bend the wire out. This saves an awful lot of time. I've been doing an awful lot of SWA cable laying just lately, and this saves so much time in terminating SWA cable. What else we got on here? Last couple of things on here. Hammer. I know it sounds daft, but hammers, yes, you'll need that a lot. Especially if you're clipping or you're trying to take screws out or anything else. Yeah, you're going to need a hammer. Now, that comes down to all the tools you're going to need. But now we're going to come on to safely isolating things and testing when you're going out. Because you're not going to be wanting to do this to ensure that none of the electricians are live. The first thing you're going to need is one of these, a lockout kit. Now in here, the kit I've got here, I've got the labels, various locks, various sizings, on MTBs, RCBs, RCBO, main switches, maybe we've got a combination lock, normal key lock, other labels, and all sorts. Essential. If you're not the only person working on site, you have to make sure that whatever you're working on is all locked off. Now, on top of that, excuse me just a second, out of shot. Oh, got it. Yeah, you might well be supplied with these if you go on a course at college or to one of the training places, but there's no harm in getting yourself one of these. This is a proving set. Here is the proving unit. I'll just quickly show you what else you can do with this. And then you've got the test leads. I'll get them out. Oh, God. So, basically a voltage tester. You'll be shown how to use these on the course and how you use them. Some of the videos you might actually see me use these already. But essentially, these are to GS38, which means their tips are sealed. And effectively, every time I go to site, I do it that way. You might be able to see it on the camera. I'm not sure if it's sun. Do that. Yeah, it should light up, and then you can know that these are working before you head off to the site. I always check the tables and stuff you're supposed to do. You will be tested on this type of thing in your exams, and believe me, on the main testing exam for CNG, if you don't check, if you're not seen to check through the bleeds before you do your self-isolation, you will fail, and that's it. So I'll come down to the actual CNG courses. The main testing inspection course only has a 30% pass rate. For that reason, people forget to do the simplest things, and you do not get a second chance. So, anyway, that's quite essential. They're not cheap. They're about £80–90 these things from Q-Tech, obviously Negative and Fluke and so on. I was talking Q-Tech and I've got those. Yeah, that was £150 for them. Right, so That's all very well and good. You now test it. You know you've got the electrics off, you can do all this. How do you know that you've got it all working and you can turn the power on? That's where this last piece of kit comes in. Oh, right. So here, in this bag here, is your multi-tester. Again, Q-Tech, Nega, Luke. I was taught on this, which is a Q-Tech KT63. You've probably seen this on almost all the videos I've done using this thing. So, normally, in the kit you will normally get, there we go, you'll get one of these, which you just plug straight into your socket, and they go into the tester. You've obviously got your testing plug. Even though I've done safe isolation, I always put that into the plug to make sure what I'm working on is dead. I was caught out once, but the actual labels on the receiving unit wasn't what was going on. Plugged that in, and the plug was still live. Again, there's a version there that you can plug the cables into straight into the sockets. Normally comes with another set of cables for these, crocodile clips and other bits and pieces and probes. So you get a section of crocodile clips and probes. I bought myself a set of jumper cables. Jumper cables that I bought to go with these. These are actually after the Q-Tech version. So that you can do your final testing of the balls and other things. I always find them useful. I did actually get these. These goes into light fitting, so if you do your R1, R2 test, but on the light fitting. I've actually found problems with these, so I'm not sure whether I'll be honest, I'm not using them the right way. But I've been having loads of trouble with these. So I'm playing it fitting there as well. I am going to persevere with them and try and get them to work. These test kits are really expensive. You're talking between £400 and £500 for one of these. The Negas and the Flukes could go over 1,000, so they're probably one of your bigger investments. They need calibrating every year. This one's due in October, in fact. This is one of the older ones, though. It doesn't test the newer Type A RCDs. If that doesn't make any sense to you, there's a few videos I've got on my my list that I want to do, RCD types and things like this. So it'll come down to a lot of RCDs, or the original RCDs are Type ACs. They're moving over to Type A, and that one will not test. Well, it will test Type A's, but not completely. Right, what else have we got here for this video? Okay, set of gloves. Normally I'm using these because of COVID and things like this. I am using these to go to client sites. If I'm then starting to use tools, no, that's not going to work. If I'm handling anything at a client site, yes, I'm using gloves. Along with boot cover shoe boots things as well. Right. So those are the essential things. Now, a couple of things that are also in my tool bag are certainly one of these. I don't know whether is a ferrule kit. Now, I've started to use this now, and the reason is these make fitting okay, the ferrule kit makes the fitting of strand conductors much easier. Most times we're using 2.5 cabling, it's solid conductors, but we're using singles and flex and SWA phones for that matter, you're going to be using stranded cables, and this makes slimming much easier. I'm not going to go through how it's used today. I'll do a proper video on that another time, but that's the useful bit of kit. Not expensive. Drop on. Have you trouble with it? Right? So not expensive, but it is useful to have. Not essential if you're starting out, but it is useful to have nonetheless. We've also got, down here is the crimping tool. Good for crimping when you're doing earth bonding, supplementary bonding. This will do that for us. Won't do the bigger cables for the bonding and so on. The big 10 and 15 mils it won't do. So I won't do that. Luckily, I've not had to do any of that just yet, so at the moment, this does its job. The main thing I use that for, again, is on SWA cables. If I'm doing, if I can't get the piranha nuts on SWAs, then I'm using banjos, and I'm having to use this. Put crimps on the cables, of the SWA cable. I can't speak to that. But that I've been using quite a bit. Okay, next thing. If you're going to be working inside a consumer unit, up until fairly recently, you could get away with tightening up everything in a consumer unit with one of these and just doing it by hand. Can't do that anymore. According to the latest PS771, you have to use a torque driver to do it. It's one of these. And again, you've seen me use one of these recently when I did a consumer unit job. So you have to use one of these now. These again are expensive. I think this kit again cost me in the region of about £100. Again, they have to be annually calibrated as well. But you'll find on most of the modern consumer units the torque settings will be set. If not, you can look them up on the Hague sites for Eaton sites and so on, and they'll have the torque settings that you need to use for the various parts inside the consumer unit. So yeah, this is getting used now pretty much all the time when I'm going to site. I'm always in someone's consumer unit at some point or another. But if I'm undoing them and then having to tighten them back up again, I'm able to put this back into the right torque setting. If you don't, you risk sparking possible fires. You've got to use this effectively. Right, so that's that one. So that's basically it on the tool front. I'm going to do a second video on this with the more advanced tools, the tools which you go on to next. So things like the STS drills, the really long drill bits that can through walls. What else am I doing there? Other things to make life easier. Super rod, for example, bending springs for plastic conduit. You can taught how to do that. And some other tools I've put in the vehicle. I've shared the vehicle as well, specifically for doing this as well. But yeah, so there are other tools to use that labeler, some simple things basically that you will need. So anyway, I hope this has been useful. Please press the subscribe button and let you know that you have. I'm trying to get back to people comments as much as I can. If there's anything you'd like to see on the videos, then please let me know. There's lots more videos to come. There's more jobs to come. I've got lots of things coming up. More garage rewires, more garage cabling, more outside stuff to do. I think this week I'm finishing off the kitchen job, which is kitchen lighting, so I'm thinking we'll get a video on that. And like I say, I'm going to do some demonstrations as well on some of this stuff, so I'll do some SWA terminating demonstrations with storm plans and other things. But if there's anything you want to see, and let me know, and just, like I say, press that subscribe button and let me know in the comments about what you'd like to see. And we'll see you on the next one.